Alrighty. What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Beats and Bullshit. Make sure to check us out on our social media, guys. We are definitely appreciating all of the support you guys been giving us in regards to the show. So this is episode 2 now of the show here. So definitely appreciate everything. This is Arkeem and my co-host Eric, and we're here for another week of, shit to talk about, good music, and bullshit that's going on within the world. So, you guys have anything else to go about, just, hit us up. But the first thing I want to talk about is...
Oh, before you get into that, we need to tell them how to hit us up.
Well, that's what I was going to get into, actually. So, basically, you guys can hit us up on Twitter, on YouTube, and Instagram. We also do have an email address. So, if you guys want to send us any emails or, any kind of things you guys want to have talked about on the show, or if you guys have any music you guys want to submit, because we're talking about, this is music and, sharing some music pretty soon. So, if you guys want to share that, you can share it on our email, which is beatsandbull@gmail.com. So, that's beats, just like any kind of beats, and bull@gmail.com. Then we're also on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. The YouTube and Instagram is Beats and Bull. So when you search us up, it is Beats and Bull. And then the Twitter is the full podcast name, which is Beats and Bullshit. And that's with an I, not with a Y. So just definitely check us out, guys. And definitely check us out for more content.
Yes, sir.
So with that in mind, let's go ahead and go with the first thing, which is just some geek shit. We're just going to talk about what's been going on within the week. So the first thing is actually a really interesting article in regards to a Reddit user who posted in regards to something regarding a deal with Xbox and as well as Dreamcast. Now, as you guys all know, the Dreamcast was, the final attempt to Sega in regards to any hardware consoles before they went to doing just, third-party games. And the Dreamcast, for a lot of people, growing up at that time in the early 2000s, was just like a very unappreciated gem. I think, we talked about this the other day in regards to the Dreamcast, and,
I appreciate
everything about it.
I really appreciated it. I love the Dreamcast. I got one to this day. It was a very underrated system, if you ask me. I think the downfall of it was they tried to jump into a market that they didn't really research much from, because the game selection wasn't really there. But they did have some good games on there, some damn good games. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Shenmue, what else?
You had the Sonic Adventure series, you had Shoot Your Rocket, which was really good. Also on the online front, if you played online, Phantasy Star Online was a very big RPG at that time. Space Jam #5. You had so many good games. Jet Set Radio, just a lot of great games.
I think that would have been cool if they would have let Xbox do that. They offered $700 million to get them out of bankruptcy.
Yeah, so apparently a Reddit user of the name of Rich M 2088 had posted on Reddit saying that the second chairman Isao Akawa went to Bill Gates back in the early 2000s to struck a deal. So at the time, Dreamcast was already defunct and ending, and Xbox started to come into the picture. And he essentially wanted to do a deal with Bill Gates to offer the Dreamcast catalog to Xbox users. So essentially, Xbox and Dreamcast, you can play all the games on there. So he reportedly denied it. So basically, they didn't go with the deal. What ended up happening was he actually staked his own $700 million of his stock to keep Sega out of bankruptcy. Because really, the Dreamcast, they put them to the negative. Like, everything with the Dreamcast was so much ahead of its time, but the hardware and the equipment of it was just too expensive, and they put themselves in bankruptcy. And the fact he had to put this much in stock just to kind of put the actual company back afloat shows you how much not only Mr. Akawa really not only cares about his company, but then also cares about what he wants for his viewership. So it's insane. Like, For real, I think it would have been really nice. You kind of see that now, even still, with some of the games like Jet Set Radio, like I mentioned, was a big game that's been on Xbox for a while. So it's like, I don't know. It's interesting. It's definitely crazy. Like, many people can see that. So it's kind of, I'm interested. Shame on you, Bill. I mean, shame on you.
But it's also Bill Gates. I mean,
but it's kind of funny though we talk about it, because it's like now you do see with the Xbox, it was like, I think at that time also Bill Gates, at the time Xbox was the first American first console company that started doing.
He probably didn't believe in it.
And that at first he didn't want probably online support either in regards to that. So it was just like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh well.
But anyway, that was a generous move, so that was very good to you, Mr. Rich M2088, for that little post. So next thing we're going to talk about is actually one thing that I'm really excited about is the few DC movies that are coming out. Now, I am Team Marvel, but I do appreciate a lot of the DC properties like Arrow, and as well as Superman, and as well as just other functions regarding Justice League and Teen Titans and a couple other properties. So basically, if you guys are familiar with the DCE universe, those are kind of the movies like basically Suicide Squad, and then also the recent Batman that first also came out, Batman Superman movie.
So is that like the split between Marvel and the MCU?
That's basically their kind of take to it.
Okay, so that is that the reason why Suicide Squad was like? It seemed like it was a good movie, but it seemed like it wasn't really a DC effort. It wasn't the effort that was put into
I think
Justice League or Batman, or what I'm saying. It seemed like the Hulk, the first Hulk. You know what I'm saying, like something like that. So
it's interesting though. Like I had to check back. I believe it is in the universe. If not, they said it wasn't canon, but it's still inspired by it. But either way, with a couple more DC movies coming out, we got the next one coming up with Birds of Prey. And for those who aren't familiar to the Birds of Prey are basically a few of the female characters and superwomen in the DC universe. You got like Black Canary, you have Harley Quinn, you have the Huntress, which is in the same universe with Batman and Arrow. They kind of intersect with each other, especially on the newer shows. They also show her as well. So basically, they are getting ready for pre-production, and Margot Robbie, and those who know who Margot Robbie is the current Harley Quinn who played on Suicide Squad. She actually just revealed the script actually a couple days ago in regards to the movie. So the biggest thing a lot of people got very interested about was the subtitle that was underneath the script that she posted on Instagram, and Hollywood Reporter actually confirmed that is an actual added point into the movie. So the movie title is going to be Birds of Prey, and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn is going to be the movie title. So we'll be given knowing about the history of Birds of Prey. It's interesting they're adding this. So
it's basically the story of her trying to get over the Joker. Basically,
which is kind of like what's going on with this. So it sounds like she's meeting with the Birds of Prey and pretty much putting herself into this new, team. So
it's her. Who's the other girls?
Yeah, so they pretty much announced all of the Birds of Prey and the women who will be playing them. So first up is Black Canary. It's being played by Journey.
Tip of my tongue.
Yeah, she's being played actually by Journey Smollett Bell. For those who know, that is the sister to Justice Smollett, the Smollett brothers and sisters. They have been very awesome in their careers. So that's really good for Journey. Definitely being in a superhero movie like that. So I'm very excited to see her. Huntress is being played by Mary Elizabeth Weinstein. I don't think I know that name. Let me see if I can find what she's been on real quick. The other one is Renee Montoya. Rosie Perez. Rosie Perez is actually going to be playing Renee Montoya. Actually,
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So,
Rosie Perez is she's a pretty good actor. She's played some pretty decent roles over the years.
Yeah, she has. Oh, she was on Scott Pilgrim and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. She was the girl who played her.
Rosie Perez?
No. The
Oh.
what's her name
I
again?
was
Mary.
about to say.
No, Mary Elizabeth Weinstein. She actually was Ramona. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. She was also on Cloverfield. She was on Final Destination 3. Okay, so she's been on some stuff. Okay, so I mean, good for her as well. There's a really cool thing about this cool new movie coming out, especially. So it's gonna be really nice to see all these, different, actresses, doing this, along the lines of a big, movie like this, especially for the universe and especially with the timeline. Other people who are also going to be on the movie is Ella J. Basco. She is playing Cassandra Cain, and then the villain is being played by Edwin McGregor, who is playing the Black Mask. So everybody basically is, very excited about it, especially in regards to everything going on. Also, the director is Kathy Yane, who also is doing the production and everything, along with the script being written by Christina Hodson, which I believe she is doing the Bumblebee movie that's coming out. She's the one who wrote the Bumblebee movie coming out.
I can't wait for that.
So that's gonna be, that's definitely gonna be really nice. So definitely it's gonna be a really good project. It looks like it's definitely gonna be a very good role, especially for female empowerment and female representation. So very excited about that. They're gonna start filming actually in the beginning of the year under the working title Fox Force 5. So I'm definitely excited to see it. I'm excited just to see Margot. I liked her on Suicide Squad. I thought she did a very good job on the character. She made her own little thing. Some people definitely had some, points about it, but I think, Carly, I've always said, has always been a very smart woman and a very resourceful woman. So she basically, took that and made her own. So that's what I did appreciate about her role about it. And then, like I said, it's going to be a very fun movie, it sounds like, especially for everyone who's involved.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see it. I want DC to, I want them to focus more on, although I do enjoy their movies, but it seems like they try to compete too much with Marvel and they be fighting a losing battle. I want them to bring their animated movies to the big screen. Mm-hmm. Like, I think there's a market there that, if y'all listening, y'all need to send me a check for this.
Got the check.
They need to bring their animated movies to the big screen. There's a market there for that's open. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's doing that. I mean, you got the Disney animated movies or regular animated movies, but none like DC or Marvel. You know what I'm saying? So if they did that and put some money behind their animated movies and put them on a big screen, I think that'd be a big profit for them.
That'd be really nice. I mean, definitely their anime movies have gotten so much good praise and criticism in positive ways. So that's definitely a good idea. And then, like I said, it's going to be really nice. There's other movies coming out as well that were mentioned, but as of now, this is really the main concern. So next off we're going to talk about is a passion project that is being made pretty soon. And it is inspired by a very prolific anime series, which is Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, sir.
So with
my favorites.
Okay. So basically there is a new shoe that is being unveiled in regards to the series. According to Tokyo Akatu Mode, the shoes are going to be basically the design of the now famous Shorefish #2 spaceship. So basically it's black and bolded with a strong red colors along the soles and shoelaces and the side of the sneaker. Feature line art of the spaceship. The inside features the series logo for a cool extra touch. Now the shoes are made off of a microfiber leather and they're being released in US sizes to 6.5 to 11. So that means not me. So I'm just kind of like not hating. I'm okay with it, but I'm just kind of like, y'all gonna be having the shoes.
I'm hating. Y'all need to make some shoes that's for bigger people. I mean, y'all ain't got to make none for Shaq because they'll probably look stupid on his, with that size 22. But I mean, 15. That's kind of becoming normal nowadays. Like, these kids nowadays aren't they're way bigger nowadays. So a 15 isn't that uncommon anymore. Y'all need to start catering more to y'all, especially if you're doing something anime with geeks. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah, y'all kind of dropped the ball with that. So, but I probably will get a pair to like put in a glass case or something because I do love Cowboy Bebop. So
yeah, so definitely excited for that. Just to see them. But definitely, if you guys are interested, they are doing pre-orders now, and they'll be doing it until December 11th. Now the shoes are actually $115 US. That will actually be 12,960 yen. But you guys can get, like I said, for $115 plus any kind of tax. They are scheduled to ship sometime in May 2019. So definitely keep that in mind if you were looking to, buy something for yourself for the holidays. So definitely a good look to that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in geek shit actually is something happening in the next year, but have been announced, and it's actually shaking up the video game industry a lot, is the announcement of Sony moving out of E3, going to 2019. Now, this is being reported basically that they are leaving behind the trade annual event next year, basically putting out a very, standard, now I won't say standard, but I will say a very interesting press release about it, saying about how they, want to do different things. So basically, in quote, it says, as the industry evolves, Sony Interactive Entertainment continues to look for innovative opportunities to engage the community. PlayStation fans mean the world to us, and we always want to innovate, think differently, and experiment with new ways to delight gamers. As a result, we have decided not to participate in E3 in 2019. Now, we are exploring new and familiar ways to engage our community in 2019 and can't wait to share our plans with you.
All that says to me is we gonna take a little time off. I know y'all, because when you really think about it, all they do is preview the shit that they preview all year round anyway. So they say I'm pretty sure that costs them money. And so with them talking about the 5 coming soon, we gonna take a year off from doing the norm. And that's one of the reasons why I love Sony, because they always push the envelope. They always set the standard. They don't follow. They do them, and then it turns out Microsoft and these other companies start trying to catch up with them. And that people, especially, and I don't want to rag on Xbox users, but a lot of them do it. Because the Xbox usually comes out after the PlayStation, what I'm saying? And then they say, "Oh well, the Xbox is better." Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's coming out with more, upgraded later technology. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like a month to a year, you know what I'm saying? There's still better technology than what was previously put out. So yeah, it should be, but I kind of got lost in my point, but I just hope that they're doing that to reload for the 5 and the production and promotion for that, and when they come back, like, all right, that year we took off was worth it, and here's why. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope it's not a publicity stunt of some sorts.
Right. Now, in recent years, we have been starting to see game companies not participating in E3. EA, Electronic Arts company in general, no longer is an E3. Actually, they started doing their own press conferences and their kind of own events a week before E3. So it is possible Sony can at this point feel that they are big to the point that they can have their own show and own an expo probably the week before E3 to do that, or as well as the PS5. I do think that can also be the case. Me personally thinking it could be that the same case, that they're just taking a year off just to get things together, because there have been reports they're trying to launch 2020. So if they're trying to launch 2020. They need at least a year to kind of get everything together. Sony, I would definitely say, have a great mind in regards to marketing and how they want to portray themselves as a company. They've doing this since the jump, and that's why they've been the biggest in regards to entertainment. I think also for the fact is with Sony, they also understand anticipation and just, putting things in motion. So definitely it's going to be very nice to see what they do in the next coming months, but definitely we'll see what happens. Like I said, it could be a trend we see for game companies, or is it just some game that's already for the next generation.
I think especially if it works, I definitely see, I think Nintendo needs to take a year or two off. Or, you know what I'm saying? Because now they corner their market and they're very good at it. But I think if they really put their mind to it and put some dollars behind it, they could really compete in the high definition system market. The Wii and the Switch is great. You know what I'm saying? They're great. But for someone who likes realism in games, or how it looks, or the definition of it, or the time they took to put in the, you know what I'm saying, like the little thing, like you're just not gonna corner that market. And like I said, they probably don't want to, because they've been doing just well with the kid market and the family market that they've been cornering since forever. So, but I just think they would be a good, they would be a good contender if they put their mind to it.
That's definitely something. Nintendo is a league of their own, definitely, in regards to it. I think with the Switch, especially now, you have third-party developers being more on board with the system. I think they will definitely change Nintendo's mind to do something maybe a little bit more mature for the company. At the same time, I do believe Nintendo is trying to definitely grow and compete and stay in the times. I mean, the fact they're doing their own esports series with all the games that are currently for the Switch, and they're just doing new innovative ways for the Smash.
And those games
so
great.
They're doing pretty nice. So I think definitely that can be a thing. But like I said, I think for the most part with a lot of these game companies, things will change. But definitely Sony is doing something, a little bit out of the norm, just to get themselves ready for the next step.
Yep.
So that is it for geek shit. Next thing we're going to talk about is just a little tea going on with just the latest pop and hip hop culture. So the big thing right now is, with a lot of people, is the recent announcement of Takashi 6ix9ine's sentencing. So that has been a very big thing regarding the racketeering incident that has been going on. So if you guys haven't heard, basically this first came up actually earlier this week. I think it was on Monday or something like that. Monday, it came up on Monday. They were talking about it in regards to his indictment. Basically, TMZ had reported that Takashi and his group, if you guys don't know, it's the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. They were charged with 6 counts, including a discharging of a firearm while committing a crime. This was pretty much giving him 25 to life. He's now being, sentence again in regards to this situation. Other things along with this, his ex-manager, he is also getting the same charges. His manager name was Kefano Shadi Jordan, and basically this has rocked his career at the point of, it's crazy. I know also that basically the indictments, New York Daily News also talked about the indictments listing 8 counts for an array of crimes to maintain the gang's power, territory, and profits. They also said that the members claimed that they sold heroin, fentanyl, MDMA, and weed all over Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Bronx. This comes in a very, very interesting time, because I know he said he just fired his whole team and he's trying to clean up house. So it's it feels like someone knew something was going to happen.
Well,
out of curiosity at this point.
Let me clear my throat. Excuse me. Hold on. This has kind of been consuming me this whole week. I'll say I've been consumed with it this whole week. Reason being, I mean, I'm sure everybody did, but I was definitely one of the people saying that this was going to happen. And he definitely knew it was coming. It's not that it's not that interesting. It would seem that he was just cleaning house and this, that, and the other. No, that's kind of why it happened so fast, because they've only been, when you really think about it, I was listening to Joe Budden's podcast earlier, and he made a very interesting point. When have you ever seen the feds, the ATF, all of the higher, not just the cops, the higher bureaus, when have you seen them all go after 4 people? If they're going after somebody like that and they're building the case and they're trying to stick him with the RICO and racketeering and all that, and they're going to build a case on you over the course of some years. They're really going to build a case. Takashi 6ix9ine only been popping for the last year. So what happened was, before all of this came out, Friday, it was reported that the feds contacted him, picked him up or whatever, and told him, look, we got information that niggas are trying to kill you. So the best thing to do for you would be to come into custody with us and we'll protect you. He said no. So once he said no, that was his right. They weren't arresting him at the time or whatever, so that was his right. So he then goes on to the Breakfast Club and does his interview. Now, before that, he did put on social media, firing everybody, this, that, and other. He did do that. And then he went to the Breakfast Club and pretty much solidified it over the air. And the feds had everybody tapped. See, a lot of this stuff didn't come out till they picked him up and they had the court case. The feds had to let the judge know that they had a wiretap on a lot of them dudes. And Shotty, the dude that was closest to him, was one of the dudes they had a tap on. And once he went on there saying that he started Treyway and it's only popping because of him, blah, 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 blah. Pretty much disrespecting because it started from the non-Trey, the gang. That at that point they was like, oh, this nigga gotta go. And they said they had Shotty talking about killing him on the wiretap. So that's why they went and arrested him and took him into custody, because he refused their protection, but they know that people are trying to kill him, and they say he was getting ready to go to a casino. Now, if they know people getting ready to kill him and he going to a casino, they could possibly go to this casino and have a shootout in this casino and all these people get hurt. Now, so they literally arrested him and charged him for his own protection. So that's definitely why this has, all come to head, because they would have just kept building their case. They only had 1 year worth of shit. They would have kept with the way they were moving and the things they were doing. That's why he was getting away with, it seemed like he was getting away with all of the shit he was doing. Shooting at people, social media, posting all this shit on social media, wilding out. No, they was keeping record of all of that shit. And when that 17-page indictment came out, it was all listed. So, you know what I'm saying, and more. So he definitely brought this on himself. Well, yeah. He could have moved differently, and he has some bad people around him.
Definitely the people you keep around also is gonna make you be who you are also. So the other thing about him also is just the dude in general just had always rubbed people the wrong way. I know prior to that, Fat Joe had a talk to him, and that was all over social media. He
told him that this was gonna happen.
Yeah,
literally, like, if you don't, and this was months ago.
Yeah,
Fat Joe literally tried to warn him, and months ago when he had his podcast on Tidal. I forget the name of it. It was some cocaine or some shit, but Coca Vision, that's what it was. But he was on there. He literally told him they tried to do the same thing to him, but they couldn't make it stick. And he didn't listen, and he let them do the same thing to him. And now it seems like it's gonna, even if, because the judge, his lawyers are sitting there saying that he's gonna, the charges are gonna be dropped. This, that. So what? He still violated on his on the previous term. So he's going to jail for that, and I think they said if he violates on that, that's a mandatory 4 years. So he's gone for a while.
Yeah, he definitely gonna be out for some time. So hopefully things get better for Takashi. We'll see what happens, but for the most part, it's a bad situation, definitely on all ends, and you got other people supporting him. The tour is now canceled, and now even the album's being postponed, so a lot of things are definitely going on in regards to it. So big ups, honestly, to that situation. More on the fact of just hopefully things get better for Takashi. That's all we can say at that point. I'm really indifferent in everything that's been going on, but just hope for the best for him.
And before we move on, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I just want to apologize if y'all hear a little background noise, because Thanksgiving is going on in the background, preparation of food and everything. So pretty sure y'all can identify with that. And if you're not in the spirit, just listen to the background noise, it'll get you in it.
Okay, so definitely happy holidays to everyone. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, so definitely get yourself some stuffing and some dressing and some turkey and whatever you eating, just as long as you just feel merry, I guess would be the best thing to say. But we'll definitely be having fun. So I'm having fun with my family tomorrow, so it's going to be really nice. So with that in mind, just a couple more things going on with the tea. Now, next thing is talking about is regards to Space Jam 2. So the people in regards to Space Jam 2, the movie is starting to get into pre-production. And they pretty much set up their location for filming. So they're actually going to be filming the film in California. So this is actually a part of a new initiative that the site's been doing in regards to their tax incentives and breaks for film. So, more people are starting to film a lot of movies, in like Georgia, and then, also in Canada, and then also internationally, and with a lot of different things. So California is trying to, get people to come back to California to, film their movies. So Space Jam 2 is actually a part of other films, 10 other big budget films, and 5 independent features. That's a part of this incentives package. So
I got a couple questions. One, do you watch basketball? You follow basketball at all?
I did a little bit when I was younger. I don't
not so much now. Okay, that's fine. Now the question I was going to ask that pertains to that is, why is LeBron James doing Space Jam 2, a Michael Jordan film that was done years ago? And if you're trying so hard to set yourself aside from Michael Jordan, or you're tired of people comparing you to Michael Jordan, why would you go and remake one of his films, especially one that didn't do as well as it should have? And then the second question is, do we even care about Space Jam 2 this far, removed from the first one?
Well, the people who are attached to it is Ryan Coogler. He is producing it, and then as well as directing, I believe. So there is his name onto it. Space Jam 2 has been in the pipeline. I've been hearing it now for like 2015, 2016. So it's been a couple of years now. They've been talking about it, but never had any motion. Now LeBron has confirmed, saying that there is motion going on to Space Jam 2, and now they're starting all the pre-production and filming for it. So with that in mind, with California, that's bringing them a lot of money. The project is supposed to bring in about $370 million, in regards
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, the movie itself. So that's definitely going to be a lot. It's definitely going to be generating a lot of jobs for California as part of the 2.0 program they're trying to do. So along with all the other movies, that's going to bring a lot of money into it. So basically, they are going to start filming soon, it looks like. So So that's gonna be a good thing for LeBron, good thing for California, and it's close to home for him, so he ain't going nowhere in regards to the season and movies. So
here's the unsaid about it for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that miscellaneous voice that you just heard is Cole, and he's mixing his drink in the microphone.
Okay.
Well, here's the issue I have. Is another Warner Brothers project. And as we've seen, Warner Brothers does not know what the hell they're doing, so they keep throwing shit at the wall hoping it's going to stick. In other words, trying to revive franchises, try to make money that way, and they're trying to bank off of a name, which is LeBron. And like Warner Brothers does, because they feel this is they still go by this old Hollywood motto, is that we're just going to throw money. So LeBron is probably making a huge, ginormous, Godzilla-sized paycheck off of this, which is probably why he's bucking the whole Michael Jordan comparisons.
At the same, with that being said though, and LeBron dipping his toe, well, I mean he's a full-on executive producer now, but with him creating his lane as far as producing TV shows or content or whatever, I'm pretty sure that if he's attaching his name to it, that he's going to do his best to make sure that it's not just some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out too, to see what it is. I mean, been a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm just not. It's one of them things that, okay, prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you the chance to prove me wrong.
And it's Looney Tunes.
I just don't see how you can do it, because I'm a huge cartoon stan from way back in the day, but the Looney Tunes characters have lost their heart since their voice has died many years ago. But they tried to revitalize these characters like several times over the past decades, and it's never worked. So how is doing a damn movie just another movie gonna work?
When did they try to revitalize it?
Oh my god!
I know Looney Tunes have had many reincarnations. Yeah.
Well, I stopped watching cartoons after a certain point, so I wouldn't know if it was anywhere past.
In fact, like the Muppet Show had their revival where there was more adult and everything.
That was on ABC. Yeah.
Bugs Bunny with Daffy Duck living together, like the Odd Couple and shit like that. With Porky Pig.
Yeah.
Trash.
That was the new Looney Tunes show. That
was so much trash.
Yeah, it was very interesting when they had that on. So just like,
as in, it was something. I'm not sure exactly what, but it hit a petri dish somewhere and created this.
So yeah, basically the other thing about it is they asked if Michael was going to be involved with it. The guy who was involved with Michael the last time with the project.
Michael Jordan?
Yes.
No. Because LeBron is involved. Michael Jordan don't like LeBron. They be PC around each other, but Michael Jordan don't like LeBron.
I mean, that's definitely something that's been portrayed a lot in regards to, LeBron and just also Michael in regards to what their relationship been like. Now,
if it was Kobe,
it would be different. No, that would be definitely different.
It'll be the Space Jam, the Kobe and LeBron. I mean, Kobe and Michael Jordan. It'll be a big ass production. But yeah, he ain't fucking with LeBron like that.
So basically, the person who was involved with it basically saying like, well, we'll see what happens, and Michael doesn't go on LeBron's time, and if he wants to do it, he'll do it on his own accord, things like that. So we'll see what happens. It doesn't seem like it will happen with any kind of involvement, but the fans and those who are anticipating the movie will definitely see about it. So anyway, the last thing in regards to the tea is the recent lawsuit that's been going on with Juice WRLD and Sting. So this actually appeared earlier last week, back on Saturday apparently. So the producer who did Lucid Dreams, the Lucid Dreams basically samples the song Shape of My Heart from Sting, and basically that's been pretty much a very huge song now around the radio and online for like the last couple of weeks, throughout pretty much the whole year. The producer, Nick Mira, basically tweeted a lot of things in regards to Sting recently admitting that he was threatening to sue Nick Mira and Juice WRLD for the song. So he basically had tweeted saying, fuck Sting and his whole team after taking 85% of Lucid Dreams for interpolating Shape of My Heart, not even sampling. He threatened to take us to court for trying to get any percentage. Sting also flexed stealing our money and said it to put his grandkids through college. He followed up saying, everybody put fuck official Sting in the comments if you real. Now, this stems from a conversation that Sting had last month with Billboard when they asked about Lucid Dreams or how he thought about it. And he said that it was a beautiful interpretation that is faithful to the song's original form, and joked that the song's royalties would put my grandkids through college.
So let me interject for a minute.
Okay, maybe you can just say the same. I'm gonna say.
Okay, I got a couple points. Now the first point is when you're sampling, you have to be very conscious of what and who you're sampling. You're sampling Sting. So if you're going to sample Sting and this song takes off, you're going to have to pay this man. You're going to have to pay him regardless, but you're lucky that he only took 85%. He could have took 100, and he could have told you stop performing the shit.
Especially when you didn't really sample it. It's pretty much like you just put your vocals on top of the same
Basically.
track.
I mean, yeah.
And a trap beat. I mean, there was a little bit more into it, but yes, it's pretty much taken from the form, and that's what he said. It's staying, in the same way he's saying it stays to the original form, only just a little tweaked. Now, Juice WRLD actually responded to all of the lawsuit and talk in regards to the song, and he just basically said on Twitter, he said it a little bit more with couth. I would at least appreciate what he said about it, but he just said on Twitter, lost millions, made millions, the song impacted too many people in a good way for me to be upset over it. There's always more money to be made, and I will it so.
Bravo to
two
him.
hearts emojis. And he just said it like that, and I appreciate that. He basically taking it as like anyone, like someone who is going to take their one career serious, but then also for someone who is going to think about it as a more positive outlook. He's saying at the end of the day, I'm gonna make money regardless. I understand what the song did, but I'm gonna make money regardless. I ain't mad.
And see, the thing, he has that makes me like him even more, because that shows me he has a positive way of thinking. Mm-hmm. And that because even though, yeah, he took 85%, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 but look at the exposure that you got from it. Now what you gonna do with it? Now all of that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That he can't take the fans that you gain from that. You know, he can't take, and like you say, you still can't perform the song, so it's going to bring you more. So he's looking at this in a good light, and actually he probably got some good people behind him, because I actually don't know how old he is. I'm pretty sure he's young.
Juice WRLD I know is a little younger. I think he's in his early 20s. Let me double check.
So, I mean, either he got a good head on his shoulders, or he got some good people behind him for him to release that statement like that. Now, the producer, I can understand where he was coming from, because he probably thought, oh shit, I produced some shit, it's out of here, and this, that, and the other, and...
Oh, damn.
What?
He's only 19.
Okay, so well, I'm not gonna put him in that box.
Well, I mean that to be 19 and to be very, self-aware about that is really a big step. So that is a good thing about it, Dini.
Yeah, no, you good.
Okay. But yeah, so he actually is from Chicago, so that's actually pretty good for him too, coming from the Chi. You got a lot of people coming from there. Lupe, Kanye, Vic. So that's actually pretty dope.
Vic Benson, what happened to him? Like I went to the 444 tour. He opened up for Jay. And actually, he turned me into a fan for a minute till he started doing all his social media bullshit.
Yeah, the last thing I remember him was when he was beefing with Takashi, and then he had that one Instagram video. He looked fine on that video, by the way. But at the same time, I was just like, bro, what is going on, and why are you trying to do all this? It was just not needed.
Yeah.
So that wasn't just an interesting ride, but yeah, that's good. Good big ups to Juice WRLD, definitely taking that mature approach. Now, next thing we got going on is beach shit. So first off, we're just gonna talk about just a little bit about some new releases that came out within the last week. A lot of music that came out within the last week. I know I checked a couple things out in regards to Ari Lennox. I know she released 2 new singles on Back on Tuesday, No One, and the other one I'm losing off my mind. But No One is a pretty dope track that I liked. It was really a slow jam, which was pretty nice. She's also shout out to her, Ashley, too. Her and J. Cole on the Creed 2 soundtrack dropped also this past Friday, and they have a song on there called Shea Butter Baby. So that's big ups for her and J. Cole being on the soundtrack. I definitely gotta check out Creed 2 as well. That's gonna be pretty dope. Pedigree, that was the other song that she dropped on Tuesday, so those are pretty nice. I'm excited for her stuff coming out. A lot of people dropped a lot of stuff on Friday. Anderson .Paak dropped his second album, Oxnard, which has been getting pretty good stuff, so I want to check that out as well. Mariah Carey dropped her album with Caution, which surprisingly I actually was listening to that on my way over, and I am pleasantly surprised. Like, I thought it was going to be something a little bit more of like the last couple albums she put out, and like at first I'm like, oh, okay, another Mariah Carey album.
What lane is she in? Is she trapping? Is she?
It's a little bit. She's keeping in the modern trend, but what I like about it is it sounds a little bit more of her. I think one thing that she kind of strayed away from.
But you know what though? I'll give her. I haven't heard it yet.
I've heard the whole album.
Okay,
I'm guessing you don't like it.
I'll ask you for your take on a minute, but I want to say this first. I'll give her, if she's on there with the trappy sound and this, that, and the other, I'll give her that because
it's not too bad. It's like a lot of the alternative R&B that you've been hearing nowadays, that she's kind of going into that route, and along with more of like a very down tempo kind of sound. So I heard half of the album. I haven't heard like all the rest of the last few tracks, but from what I've heard from GTFO, which I do like that cut, all the way down to I want to say and probably one more, I'm thinking.
I heard that no track,
but like from that to that, I believe like the part of that album, I was like, okay, I liked it. I appreciated GTFO a little bit more because I only heard it like 2 different times, and when I actually heard it in like some headphones, I was like, oh, okay, I actually like it a little bit better when you have like some actual headphones on or something in regards to that song. But it's a different sound that she's doing, but at the same time it's still kind of her. It's funny because the album, how she got that together, and I was talking to Eric about it the other actually earlier, the same person that she was working with on an Emancipation of Mimi is the same person that she worked on this album with Caution. Basically the production team Stereotypes, one of the half members actually was one of Jermaine Dupri's personal assistant.
And see, that's what I was speaking to earlier, because her and Jermaine Dupri kind of started that R&B trap sound.
Yep.
So
it's very much in the same lane.
Yeah, it's more updated, which I think I appreciate. And I think this time around she did the method of not having so many people on the album. She basically, I believe for each person who worked on the album, only they had a 2-song limit, so it was just like it was not over cluttered, with so many productions. Yeah, with the same sound. It was different, fresh takes. Skrillex was on the album doing a lot of that with Mariah, which is definitely an interesting take for Skrillex to do something so big with Mariah in the same way. So that's definitely interesting. I know she also worked with a couple other people on the album. One in particular is Bebe Borlier, which is a UK singer. She does R&B and soul. She's written for a couple of big acts like Usher and Rihanna. Priscilla Renea is another one who she worked with on the album, that's worked with other artists like that. So she worked with a very just newer and fresher talent, and it kind of gave her some more control in regards to this album. So it's interesting what I've heard so far. I do like it. To be honest, it's probably one of the few Mariah Careys since Emancipation of Mimi that I can listen to straight, at least. I could not deal with anything after it because I just felt it's so cluttered.
So you're saying what I'm going to say in a more detailed manner. The album It's very relevant to today.
Yes.
It sounds pretty much like everything you heard on the radio right now. It fits in very well.
How do you feel about that? Like these old artists trying to follow the new sound.
Let me finish. In that sense, it's very radio friendly. I don't know if there's any bangers on there, but
No, it's probably like the closest thing, if anything.
Yeah, it fits in very well to what you're hearing. But my issue with it is that
Banger
it's
from
Mariah.
Carey. Right.
It's Mariah. If you go back to her old albums,
What banger has Mariah had?
Multiples?
Banger. Like, do you know the definition of a banger?
oh my God.
You're speaking of a hit song.
Well, there were bangers sound throughout the decades. Bangers are different for each decade. So for this decade, he doesn't have a banger.
The only song that I might consider from Mariah a banger was the Honey remix back in the day.
Honey,
and
Fantasy,
a banger is you in the club waiting to hear Fantasy.
And that era, yes. She had bangers for these different eras.
A banger?
Yes. For these eras, she had bangers. For this era, she does not have a banger.
I don't look to R&B artists for bangers.
You don't look...
Yeah.
Maybe somebody like Trey Songz or somebody like that. Like,
yeah, but anyway, let me finish. But she doesn't have like anything that's gonna like be a stellar hit off of that album. It sounds very current to today. I listened to the whole album without even realizing it had ended and started back over.
Yeah, and I like the fact she did it a short way. You know, like how most albums are now going. So that night, like less than 40 minutes. I'm like, okay, Mariah, I dig this.
But the problem with it is that it sounds like these young artists.
It does.
I just had to eat my words.
It has no maturity whatsoever.
There was, but it was.
I guess that would be the one thing.
It has no maturity, and the vocal processing on her vocals is so fucking abundant.
The thing is that I will say that I do. Yeah, I would agree. I think the material is a little bit more of what she's done like on her earlier stuff, not like more like groundbreaking or more mature stuff. But I like the fact these are the most consistent and the most like stable songs in like the last decade. I'm not even gonna lie. Like this girl literally, since Emancipation and Mimi had only had like a good bop or not even a sustainable hit. The last thing was Beautiful with her and Miguel. That was the last thing that really like people was like, oh, okay.
I really wish she would just stop. She should just keep writing, ship these songs to somebody else.
Honestly, I think she just needs to just stay as a writer. I would love her to stay as a writer.
You still talking about Mariah?
Yes, just stop singing. You can't sing anymore. You have to listen to these vocal tracks.
No.
You have to listen to the tracks. They're like so over processed so they can sound like they're
that's the same thing I was just telling Tonio earlier. Nowadays the stars of the music are the engineers.
Right.
You know, if your engineer is trash, your song gonna sound trash.
Thank you.
Like with all the auto tune and effects and filters.
Or somebody, just uphold your legacy. Just walk off and just pass it on. Like, just stop trying to be out there and just thought your way to the, and to try.
Did you say
relevant.
thought your way?
Said thought.
Yes, thought your way into relevancy for now. Just stop it, because you are like old as fuck. It's a bad look, sweetheart.
It is.
I love you to death, but God, your time is done. Just stay behind the scenes, mentor somebody else, put somebody else forward.
I mean, who now? Okay, now I get what you're saying, but I could see if she was out here like every year trying to compete, like dropping some shit like that.
Yeah,
that'd be different.
Feuding with these young artists, there's a problem.
Oh, who's she feuding?
She was feuding with Ariana Grande.
They still are actually.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I mean,
Christina Aguilera. I mean, she's been feuding with these young artists. Yes.
Oh, great, Christina and Mariah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they still are in her mind.
These are females. That's what they do. They feud with each other.
There's no reason for you to feud.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It's crazy. Other than that, though, there's been a couple other people that dropped some songs and albums. Lil Mix actually dropped their album this past Friday.
Lil Mix.
Lil Mix.
Yeah.
I think it's a Cobow group.
They won off of X Factor. So yeah, they were on X Factor, the original version in the UK, and they actually won. Actually, they just finished their contract with Simon and Psycho Music, which is Sony. They actually just finished their contract with the last album, LM5. So they are actually free agents now. The album's actually pretty nice. They've always been a group for about women empowerment. Just staying true to themselves, and this album's no different, but definitely is more
I'm always
brassy.
to hear what the artist's going to be after they're finished their contract.
I'm always excited about that, because then it's like it's the next step. Some people, they can kind of stay in the same road, or they can actually take the opportunity to grow in their artistry, and that's why I'm really excited about them. Now they're out of their contract. The LM5 is definitely a good indicator of what they can do. It's definitely probably the most, for U.S. listeners, it's probably the most palatable. Like, it has a lot of production, like it was track U.S. listeners, because I know the biggest thing with Lil Mix, they're very big internationally, but in the U.S. they have no kind of traction. So like, unless you know them internationally, listen to international artists, even know about Lil Mix, and that's why I've been loving them now for like the last 8 years. I'm
about to check them out, because I had no idea. I was about to start joking, like I'm gonna come out with somebody called Lil
Honestly,
Podcast.
The best way I explain Lil Mix to anyone, think of this
box. The
best way I try to explain Lil Mix to new people is like, think of like En Vogue, like mini En Vogue and Destiny's Child. Their harmonies are like on sync. Like I hands down put them probably as one of the best girl groups with harmonies. Like I get chills in most songs when they do their harmonies, and this album's no different. So definitely check them out. LM5 is the new album that came out, and all their other albums are all social platforms and stuff. But other than that, the other part we're going into is another new segment in regards to Bullshyt, and that is Song of the Week. So basically, this is just something we're doing in regards to just picking a song that we've enjoyed throughout the week, something that popped up, whether it be new or old, and just, talking about just music in general, which, the Bullshyt segment is about, just talking about music. So, Eric, do you have your Song of the Week?
My song of the week is actually a song off of the American Gangster soundtrack, and it's the song of the week because for me it's the song of the week because I was on my way out of town. I was at the airport, and I was listening to Joe Budden podcast, and he played it. And it made me go back and listen to it, and it took me back to a time when the song came out, and what I was going through in my life, and this, that, and the others, and I just resonated with it for a minute, and I've been playing it ever since, since then. So for me, it's been the song of the week. It's off of the American Gangster soundtrack. It's by Jay-Z, and it's called Success. It's also featuring Nas, and just one of the things that drew me to it was the whole Jay-Z versus Nas thing, and just the camaraderie and competitiveness that they have as MCs together. And Jay-Z, who I've been a fan of for a very long time, pretty much, in my opinion, showed his ass on that track. So I've been pretty much bumping that all week.
And that soundtrack is actually really dope. The filming with that soundtrack, Jay-Z did a great job with that album. That's actually a pretty good one too. So that's actually a great choice. My song of the week, I was tossing and turning in regards to what I wanted to do. Basically, because all the music I listen to, I don't really get a chance to kind of just like listen to like all and everything, but it was a toss-up between these two. But then after thinking about it, I do believe this is a song of the week, because when I still listen to it, I'm not gonna cheat and put two, but no, I thought about it actually when we were doing the podcast, and there's one song in particular that always come back in my head, and it is called actually Blood Type by Cautious Clay. Cold War, actually. The Blood Type is the actual EP. Cold War is the song, so I was thinking the EP title. It's called Cold War by Cautious Clay, and basically it's a new artist out, basically taking off the name of Cautious Clay from Ali. But basically he's been a producer for like the last couple of years. He's doing his own thing now with songwriting and singing. So basically Cold War is kind of like this funny kind of song in regards to just dating life in general, like in your 20s in a sense, and kind of like how the world is today in regards to instant gratification, or feeling that you have to do A, B, and C to get a different kind of like followers, or not staying true to yourself and not being committed, and playing with people in regards to like relationships and emotions. In the sense of the Cold War is kind of saying like that the fact we're facing our own demons and those who we keep ourselves around with. And I think for me, the reason why I always come back to the song has been just with this whole year in regards to people who I either like I thought I think I was distracting myself on things, and then just not keeping the people who I thought would be around me in a good way, and then I was just feeding off all that energy and not listening to myself, and then just understanding that just making sure you pay attention to the people who you surround yourself around, and they are supporting, and they are, and just and being able to talk to you in regards to situations. So I think that's one reason why I like the song, and that's basically the reason of that song. It always comes back to me. I love the song just for the melodies and the lyrics. So it is Cold War by Cassius Clay. Yeah, so that is my song of the week. So if you guys have a song of the week, definitely tell us about it. Definitely over on our social media. You can definitely check that out. So once again, in regards to our social media, you can check out the email. You can check out the Instagram or Twitter or our YouTube. Again, the YouTube and Instagram is Beats and Bull, and the Twitter is Beats and Bullshyt. Again, that is Bullshit spelled all the way. It's an I, not a Y. And then the email is beatsandbull@gmail.com. So definitely tell us your song of the week. We would have want to hear and talk about that. So other than that, the next thing we're going to talk about, I believe we're on Black Excellence now. We are on Black Excellence. We have some actually really good stuff going on this week with Black Excellence. First thing I want to talk about is a favorite of mine, my girl Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe has had a very has had a very great year so far. Just with Dirty Computer and the album and the tour and just the movies that she's been involved with. I know she was on Welcome to Marwin. Yeah, she was on Welcome to Marwin, which I think was an animated film that she was on. That was pretty highly praised. So she actually just inked a deal with her Wonderland Corporation. So Wonderland has inked a deal with Universal to start making movies and TV and content in regards to not only diverse cultures but underappreciated cultures. So it's going to be multi-genre content that they'll be putting out. Deadline reported this in regards to a kind of like a long time coming kind of deal. Because with all of the connections she's already had with Universal, with Hidden Figures, and then also with Electric Dreams, which is Universal as well. So she's had a relationship with Universal, and this is kind of like a good deal. The chairman, Donna Langley, stated that Wonderland's forward-thinking, inclusive approach to content and storytelling makes them a perfect fit for our studio. So this is a really good move for Janelle. She's always been a very visual artist. I love the fact that she's very visual with all of her art and her pieces and her projects. So this is not a surprise, and going into the next step is not creating those films for us and those audiences. So it's very dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Janelle Monáe?
Somewhat. No.
Yeah.
No, I was about to try to sound introspective and all that. I mean, it's just something that hasn't been on my radar. That's all.
Yeah, definitely Dirty Computer, I would say for sure, has been like probably the best album in regards to just people who haven't been familiar with her sound. Just the way how she's refined it and made it a little bit more modern just with this whole piece has been pretty nice.
No, I'm not ignorant to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard her music. She's good. You know what I'm saying? I saw the Prince thing and you know what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't always jump on a wave when everybody else do. You know what I'm saying? And like I saw the video she had from the Dirty Computer, I think one where she was basically talking about her girlfriend or some shit or somebody. I can't remember, but it was cool. But it was like I saw it was a big thing for everybody else, and I was like, all right, it just didn't strike me. That's all. But that's what music is. It's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Everything isn't for everybody.
And that's the thing. Like, you know.
Me being an artist myself, I understand that. You know, everybody's not going to like what you do.
Exactly. It's going to be subjective at the end of the day. So that's the biggest thing, like, you have to get in regards to just music and how it's being listened to. So, yeah, definitely Janelle Monáe is, you know, a different artist, especially in regards to her music. And that's understandable in regards to, you know, different taste and, you know, exposure and stuff like that. So, yeah, so definitely big ups to Janelle for that. That's definitely cool. Next thing in regards to Black excellence is Miss Flotus. Our, you know, ex Flotus, but she'll always say Flotus in my heart, is Michelle Obama. So in regards to some Black excellence, her memoir actually has became the fastest book selling out this year. So
what's the name of it?
The name of the memoir is Becoming. Now, Becoming came out on the 13th. 13th is not even like a week ago. It instantly sold 725,000 books on all formats. So a lot of people have been excited about this memoir, and this is so exciting for Miss Michelle Obama to definitely have this going on. Like, I don't care what no one says. Like, this woman has done so much, just not in politics and culture and everything, and she's definitely getting her flowers. And, you know, like I said, she was safe floaters in my damn heart. In a past release, Barnes & Noble shared that the book was the fastest-selling adult title in over 3 years and posted the best first week sales of 2018. The book beat out Bob's Woodward's Fear Trump in the White House while becoming the fastest seller since Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird sequel, Go Set a Watchman. So yeah, that is definitely very big for Miss.
I know she won't, but I want her to run for president.
Right?
She would definitely get it. She already said she's not.
I know.
I'll go for it. Congrats to my
her
Capricorn.
Okay, all right. Yay. Alright, so I'm so excited about that. So now, basically, they have printed 1.8 million hard copy covers on the first run, and they've already ordered a second printing of 800,000 copies. So this woman literally is already on the fast train of money. The book is already in English and Spanish. It's expected to be translated in 31 languages.
And check out the cover. Check out the glow up on the cover, though.
Okay. Okay.
That's a beautiful black woman.
Yes, she better serve. Hey. She better serve and slay.
She's modern day Claire Huxtable.
I don't know about Claire Huxtable. I was thinking she's modern day Black Jackie O.
Well, I'm not. I'm speaking more so image, not like looks.
Fair.
No, I'm thinking image too, but.
Like that too, that's fine. No, I'm against it.
We both talk the same language, just different people.
Alright. Just like, wait, what? So definitely big up to Miss Michelle. That's definitely awesome. And then the last thing in regards to Black excellence is actually a pretty interesting one, especially for this company. So H&M has appointed a new director in inclusion and diversity in the North American office of the name of a lovely woman of Enzine Cobow. She was appointed recently as the head of inclusion and diversity in the North American office. This does come less than a year after H&M had their backlash with the Coolest Monkey in the Jungle hoodie. If y'all don't know, that was when they had a young black boy basically look like a monkey in regards to that ad. So that got in a lot of heat for H&M.
Yeah.
A lot of heat. So with Ms. Corbry's new role, this will include working closely with the company's global and head of inclusivity and diversity, Annie Wu, and leading H&M's new diversity initiatives. She's told of the Business of Fashion interview, I see myself as a new blood, the new person in the office that is coming with a fresh perspective. I want to challenge the mindset across the boards, from the way we do our promotions into our hiring process, to how we interact to our employees, our customers, as well as their communities, who we all deserve our support and celebration. Now, before she got to H&M, she was actually Viacom's Director of Change Management, Global Business Services. So she definitely has experience working in a big corporation. Viacom is definitely a very big media company, so definitely going to H&M into fashion and retail, that doesn't make much of a difference. So definitely sounds like she's going to be in good hands. Basically, she said she seeks to do three things in the U.S. to educate and raise awareness, to become better advocates for the communities we are a part of, and to finally challenge the status quo and accepted mindset about how we achieve things. So yeah, it's definitely a big up to Miss Enzine in regards to her role. Definitely for H&M, that's a good look in regards to, you know, the company, I guess, in a sense of it. I mean, either way, I still think, you know, companies are going to deal with it.
We sorry.
Right, I mean, that's basically what they're saying.
Take us back. We sorry.
Right, it's like, y'all don't understand.
We see the power of the black dollar.
Okay, y'all need to understand. Like, before this happened, people was dripped down on H&M. Okay, I was ashamed to wear my hoodies and my jeans and my damn scarves for a good period.
I know it probably won't. I will hope so, but. That should show people the power we hold.
Okay, our consumerism
need on the same page though.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm heading to. Like with the power that we hold from the black dollar period.
Okay,
and if we got on the same page, we could probably take this motherfucker over.
Exactly,
and that's why they oppress us and try to deter us from doing such, because they probably realized that a long time ago.
Yeah, we're in a very
gerrymandering these days.
Exactly, we're in a very exciting time right now in regards to, you know, just everything in the population. Like, things are overturning, things are changing, especially, and you know, the consumerism and how we consume, especially as a community, is, you know, far expected than others. So it's like, if we're able to just turn that into our own communities and our own businesses, like, the possibilities are endless. So definitely it's a good thing, definitely for H&M. Definitely having a black representative, especially in that position, is nice. So definitely bigs up to Miss NZ in regards to that. So that is all of our Black Excellence. Thank you so much for that and all the information. Now, next thing we have is just a little bit of LGBT news. Now, yesterday was Trans Remembrance Day. So Trans Remembrance Day definitely is a definitely big day in regards to the trans community, in regards to giving, you know, remembrance and acknowledgement to our trans brothers and sisters in regards to the community. You know, a lot of trans men and women are still, you know, being killed and being slaughtered in cases not being, you know, upon. So definitely, you know, make sure you take care of your loved ones, and definitely just honor those who were, you know, slain, shot, or killed. So that's definitely one part we just want to bring up real quick.
Protect yourselves and your loved ones. I have to walk a fine line with that, because I am an advocate of bearing arms, but the laws are too lax and the wrong people get them, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I get it, and I don't want them to take our rights to bear arms, but they do need to buckle down and all that. But I'm sorry, the right to bear arms is to protect you and your loved ones, and do just that. So if you need to, don't hesitate and explain later. I mean, make sure your life or your loved one life is threatened, because there is a lot of red tape or whatever. But you know, just protect you and your own. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely. You know, guys, the world nowadays are definitely crazy. So definitely have your loved ones be with you, and definitely make sure you have a support system and someone that you can count on. So definitely salute you, lovely trans brothers and sisters, and hopefully things get better in regards to the community and everything and all. So, a couple more things in regards to some LGBT news. I guess we can put him now in this sector because I guess he announced it.
I know where you're going.
Oh, thank you. So, Jaden Smith has been causing a lot of interesting banner in regards to the last couple weeks.
See what I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Go ahead.
Now, I mean, this has been interesting ever since he announced this back at the Flock Knock Carnival. Now, basically, he announced, back on the concert, back on Tyler Creator's Cat Flock Knock Carnival, saying, that I wanted to, say, you're my fucking boyfriend, basically, out with everybody in the audience. And Tyler Creator, being Tyler Creator, left it alone. It was like, whatever, I'm doing my thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So people was very unsure what was going on, but he actually admitted on Apple's Beats Radio 1 that he was indeed dating Tyler. So he had mentioned saying that I recently said that Tyler Creator is my boyfriend. That's true, just so you know. So that's kind of what he ended up saying about that. I don't know if this is still trolling or this is just like...
Side note real quick. Thanksgiving dinner gonna be off the hook when motherfuckers is in the kitchen throwing silverware and shit, cooking and shit. Like it's in there, it's in there going down. This shit gonna be good as hell. No, I'm only saying something because you can hear the shit in the background, but we already threw the disclaimer. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. But yeah, what I got to say about that, I 100% believe that it's true. I think before the concert, Tyler, the Creator, and Jaden Smith was chilling backstage, and he gave him some bad weed or something, and he...
I was going to say bomb head. Okay.
I know. some weed or something, because to me, when I looked at that clip, it seems like Jaden was a little high. Or, what I'm saying, maybe he was high off of the energy of the crowd. Maybe he was high or drunk or off something else. But it seemed like he wasn't in his calm, collective mode. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like he got caught up in the moment. And he said some shit that they probably have been going back and forth with each other about. And he said, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. I think I'm Jaden Smith.
That's my thing about it. It's like I feel Jaden in his mind and truth, just him and Willow, they're kind of on their own self where it's like...
A big fucking deal. He already wears dresses and this stuff.
Like they've been really they've been within their truth and they don't need to explain. So I do believe Jaden, it's some truth in that, and I mean, there's been speculation with Tyler for also a couple of years as well.
He said it in his rap.
Yeah.
Like,
am I the only one thinking, like, so does this mean that you and Frank Ocean have, like, a thing going at the time, too?
No, I don't think that's, no.
They worked together? They did some music together?
They were in Off Future together.
Huh?
They're part of the same...
Yeah, Off Future.
I forgot Frank Ocean was part of that.
Yes.
I mean, he seems so far removed from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they're cool, but they're just not.
Come up before all of them,
yeah, together like that anymore. So definitely, if that is the case,
don't be that typical. Just because two parties may be gay, they have to do something with each other or whatever.
No, they were very close and they ran together pretty hardcore.
They could have been friends.
They really could have.
How we doing that?
I'm to give the benefit of the doubt guy in most cases.
Okay.
You say what?
Be friends and not fuck.
They could.
That is true.
Is that true?
Yes, it exists.
It can definitely happen. It does exist, baby.
That close?
Yes, it can, baby.
Very much so.
But that close?
Yes.
This is being recorded. You're not making a very strong case. So, what's next on the docket?
All right.
That's just not been what I've witnessed.
So next thing in LGBT news is a great landmark in Costa Rica. So the Supreme Court of Costa Rica has officially declared same-sex marriage to become legal in 2020 in May. So this comes into basically a same-sex ban that actually had gotten knocked down back in August this year. So they actually proclaimed that it was unconstitutional. So this basically has been in the works, and Costa Rica will basically be pro gay rights, to be able to marry in Costa Rica now. So definitely congratulations to the country of Costa Rica. 2020 will be a definitely great time. So according to a poll, it looks like recently the University of Costa Rica also said 30% of Costa Ricans support marriage equality. So that's also interesting. So even though it's going to be legal, you're still going to have a country that's kind of,
it's Costa Rica, like that beautiful scenery. Like they don't care who you fucking. Like, hey, let's go fuck under all this beautiful scenery. Like they don't care. That's what's up.
That's definitely something awesome. So definitely congratulations to Costa Rica in regards to your new legislations. So that is it for LGBT news. The next thing we got going on is tech shit, and just some fun things going on in the tech world. So this is a very funny story, and I think is a very interesting one in regards to Apple and the recent issue with Tumblr. So for Tumblr, it has been very been a very interesting and very wide platform app, and definitely has had its controversy. The recent has been with Apple and the Tumblr app. So ever since November 16th, the app has been basically off of the App Store on all iOS devices. This is a report from The Verge in regards to the Tumblr app. Tumblr says that child pornography was the reason why the disappearance happened from the store.
It ain't funny no more.
Now, Download.com approached Tumblr with sources claiming that the reason was related to the discovery of child pornography on the service. The Yahoo-owned social media network issued a new statement confirming the matter. Now, it updated a statement. Tumblr said that every image uploaded to the platform is scanned against an industry base of child sexual abuse material to filter our explicit images. A routine audit discovered content that was absent from the database, allowing it to slip under through the filter. Although Tumblr says the content was immediately removed, its apps continue to be unplayable on the Play Store. However, Android users still have the Tumblr app on the Play Store.
Yeah, but the app is trash on there.
On what? Android?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
It shows pictures and videos. That's all I needed to do.
It doesn't.
I go on profiles and look, I go on profiles and I can't go on profiles and I feel like I'm getting blocked. So I'm just kind of like,
I don't have any issues. Unless I'm in a bad area. I do have Sprint, so I know. Look, moving on.
Where you at? Oh, too soon?
Yeah, a little too soon.
Yeah, mine doesn't have all this stuff.
For those who didn't know, for those who don't know, Sprint did have an outage in the Midwest recently. So sorry about y'all.
I wasn't affected by it, but to be that's for me. To their credit, like I don't know if a lot of Sprint users know this. Am I plugging them right now? Whatever. There is at least on my phone, I got a little Stylo 4. There's a feature on there that I can turn on to where I can be on the phone and talking on the phone and on the internet at the same time.
Nice. It's been a Sprint thing for many years.
The actual...
Yes, there's been a Sprint thing
and see, the funny thing is...
I used to laugh at people about that stuff.
But look, what's fucked up about it, because see, we've only had Sprint for maybe 2 months now. So... when I first got it, I called them and asked, like, is there a way that says, oh, we're working on it, there's updates and such, there'll be blah, blah, blah. Bitch, you ain't tell me it was a fucking feature. I had to find it on my own.
Yeah, it's been a thing forever. Their internet and their mobile is two separate entities, so it always worked in conjunction with each other.
Well,
like back when I had an Instinct, even how long ago was that?
My issue is that there was like I really had, like, even with Metro, I never really had too many issues, like, actually talking to people on the phone and they cutting out and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
I'm just, this whole, can you hear me now? Like, I'm not trying to emulate the commercial. Stop laughing at me. I'm getting frustrated. Like, this shit be pissing me off.
Like, hello, what? Right. I've had AT&T since I was, like, in near high, so I never had those issues. And
AT&T has been that service that's just been flying under the radar, but just been good enough to where don't too many people complain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's either Verizon, oh, it's the best. No, it's too expensive. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or Sprint is, oh, hey, they let everybody get one. Yeah, but they service is shit. You know, AT&T is just right there, streamlined. You don't hear too many complaints. You don't hear, you know what I'm saying? But they also, yeah, that's a different.
The most expensive of all.
Yeah. I was about to say that's a different story.
Yeah. Gotta pay the cost, but no, that's definitely truth on that one too. So the other thing in regards to tech shit is actually a very interesting deal that Amazon is trying to acquire. So Amazon definitely has been making moves in regards to just new initiatives for the company. So Amazon has placed a bid on Disney's sports collection, all their regional sports networks. CNBC reported on Tuesday this past week. Basically, they are trying to widen out their video audience in regards to all of the new content they put out now. So Amazon had their original movies, their series, all the stuff that they get from different distributions that are coming in, but they are trying now to really get into the whole live sports game. Right now they already have a couple of the NFL games on Amazon, and as well as the Premier League soccer. So this would be very beneficial for Amazon to get all 22 of the original channels.
That's funny because I have Amazon Prime, right?
Okay. So awesome.
The only thing I use Amazon Prime for is the free shipping for anything I order. Like the actual app, like I honestly I don't really watch a whole lot of TV like that. You know what I'm saying? So for whatever I do watch, Hulu and whatever, they do it for me. You know what I'm saying? Amazon be sending me emails, hey, did you know your Prime membership comes with Amazon Prime Video and this, that? Yeah, I know. I don't want to watch that shit. Huh?
I have a Fire Stick. So like I use it not only for like, because I use Amazon Prime too for the free shipping, but I use my Fire Sticks like to actually watch all the stuff. Because like even when I have days off or like I just want to watch like some new stuff, like I do, like there actually is some pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of good LGBT stuff on Amazon, so I really like Amazon for that reason. But then also they have very good originals. They got a lot of good projects coming up in regards to just the service in general. So the fact they're getting all of these channels is gonna be pretty nice. Now also the reason why Disney is doing this is they're selling on the networks as part of the deal with Fox, which itself is a move to defend itself from the streaming competitors. So this is going to be very interesting for them. The actual deal with Disney and Fox is supposed to be done by the spring of next year, so definitely by then everything will be done with the acquisition. But this is a very power move for Amazon. They're trying to become a big mecca, not only in channel distribution, in regards to online distribution, in regards to just the package and postal service. Now they're doing all these big ticket items, like delivery shit, like beds and all this other stuff. So it's like they're really trying to get their money.
I hope it work out for them. Because as far as like I say, that's just me. I don't put a whole lot into TV, video, and stuff. I do, but not at my in this time that we live in now, this on-demand era. I can watch what I want. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I hope it works out for them.
Yeah, definitely.
They can't even just keep that shit though, because I'm guessing they're trying to acquire all the stations that Disney acquired when they got the Fox deal.
Yeah, because
they didn't even want all that stuff, but they had to buy the whole part, the whole kit and caboodle to get all their Marvel projects and all that kind of stuff. But would Disney be petty enough to just keep all this stuff? Because it's still
Disney. Of course they will.
It's still all a bank. So
that's so true. So like that's definitely one thing.
Amazon is still trying to they're trying to make some really big major moves, but they just been shy of the the goals here.
Nah, that's definitely the big thing about it too. And it's like I said, like they're getting so big now, like in regards to like big ticket items. Like I know, like for a lot of like beds, like bases and stuff like that, now you can get like on Amazon.
You can pretty much get whatever you need on Amazon, and and that's why just the little $10 a month for or whatever it is for the Prime for the free shipping is worth it. Like, because some of the shit shipping can be $20 by itself on some of the shit. You know, so that shit is worth it to me.
It's so much worth it. So that is tech shit for this week in regards to the tech world. Now we're gonna get to the last part of the show and the segment of the greatest, I don't know, vision. I don't know, shit. I'm just talking. So
talk your shit.
Right. So we're going over to bullshit of the week. So we actually have two this week that I wanted to bring up on the leisure here. Now the first thing is kind of like old to us, new to folks, because it's kind of happened within an event. So I didn't even know this was going on. I heard about it, but I guess it happened and went into full last week. So basically, Bad Baby had been having a feud with Iggy Azalea, I guess, for quite some time, and basically there's been comparisons of the two, and Bad Baby said in I believe one of her earlier songs, say "Don't compare me to Iggy" and all this other stuff. But the feud got into new heights when the rapper threw a drink on Iggy. Now this happened at a launch party for Cardi B's collection at Fashion Nova over in Los Angeles last Wednesday.
For love and hip hop.
Okay, so
I feel like y'all wasn't there with a match anyway.
Basically, there is footage from TMZ and other sources that that she basically got into her direction and threw a cup of water, and basically she was throwing obscenities to her and all this other stuff in regards to her as a rapper. Now, the beef originally started after Iggy shaded Bad Baby on Instagram, saying that who would attend her upcoming tour. She fired back, insulting her recently canceled Bad Girls Club, saying, "You should come. We would be a good memory for you and what sold out show would look like." And then after the drink throwing, she went over cameras and captured her on the street saying she was talking shit on Instagram. So, bitch, you didn't say shit. I ain't worried about that, bitch. I did what the fuck I had to do. She also shared her reaction upon leaving the club. Iggy had said that, "I hope it wasn't alcohol. She's a little kid. She can't drink right." Taking the Instagram stories during the party, she also called out Bad Baby, saying, "Am I just going to have a half and half wig for the rest of the night?" Because, half the hair, got drenched. What kind of Jerry Springer who baby is this? Dr. Phil ass shit. Oh my god, I am a grown up. I cannot. She claimed that the baby removed from the event by security. Imagine me scrambling around the floor in a dirty nightclub trying to hit a teenage girl. Girl, no, I'm grown and will simply have you removed. Continue enjoying myself. She tweeted, "You're not special."
How old is Bad Baby?
Bad Baby is 15.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you gotta eat that.
So here's my thing.
Unfortunately.
And here's more things about that, but here's my thing about this. Now, this girl here has gotten so much in her career, and the people behind her, I'm not gonna lie, is an immaculate team. Like, Atlantic Records is feeding her money well and keeping her pressed. Here's the problem. When you feel people, and especially people who emulate culture and feel like they're all this, that, big, bad, and bone hot shit, it comes back at you. Then another thing about this as well is, child, you need to stay at your own place. This is the other thing too.
What happens when Takashi 6ix9ine?
And it's the same thing. It's like these young artists need to understand, like, being, in the street life or even feeling like you hard, it doesn't serve any purpose. This shit gonna bite you tenfold. You not like how these people who are like the people in the 90s when rap and this environment was at its core, they had honestly not a lot of access and reasons to. Because it was actually in that shit. Y'all playing kid games. This is kid shit. Literally.
Now, just like I sat here and said about Takashi, this ain't about a right or wrong thing, this, that, and the other, you know what I'm saying? She gonna fuck around and she gonna do that shit to 15 or not. She gonna do that shit to the right person. And they gonna fuck her up. And now what the label gonna do? You just like with Takashi. It came out that the whole beef between him and Trippie Redd was contrived by the label. They pushed them to do that. Like, yeah, beef with each other. That's gonna generate sales for you. Like, and now literally, and Takashi being in jail, Trippie is still sitting here making fun, laughing, this, that, and the other. Like, it's a crazy time that we live in, man. It's kind of sad because to put yourself out there, to risk your freedom, to risk your livelihood, to risk is what people want to see you do, and that generates money. So there's always going to be somebody, just like Takashi sit here now, he's sitting in jail. Here comes the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, and basically the bullshit about this is that this is a young girl who can be spending her time, evolving and making herself a better person.
She's 15. She need to be in school. She really need to be in school. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, doing something more constructive than just thinking like you a gangbang girl. And
I could see
raps.
if she was like, if she rapped and was like, if she rapped exceptionally well.
Yes.
Like, no, she got popular for being on Dr. Phil, talking shit about her mom or whatever. You know, this is how you got popular. You need to be your little badass in school and out of this fucking limelight that you in. Like, that shit is fucking her up.
And that's the thing, and that's gonna make her, go into this downward spiral. And the sad part about it is that she's very young, and like you see this happen to young stars like this. So she's gonna be kind of going to that trail that she continues to do this. So
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Her and a lot of these kids these days, they just need their ass whooped.
They do. I think there's no discipline. I think especially with regarding a lot of these kids, especially, and it's like even when I look at the same kids, the same age, like it's my nieces and nephews, I'm kind of like, wait a minute, like I'm not too much older, like 10 years if anything or more, and it's like how that could be much of a shift. Like that's like crazy, like how this can happen. But like I said, like she definitely needs an ass. She needs an ass whooping for sure.
I tell people all the time, I'm from the Bernie Mac era. I'll whoop a kid's ass. I'm joking. Depending on what they do.
So yeah, it's definitely bullshit in regards to that. And then the last thing in regards to bullshit of the week, and this is just the icing on the cake. So this happened back in Polk County, Florida.
This is more bullshit.
This is more bullshit.
This Florida.
So right.
Damn, y'all prove a Charlemagne case, right?
I mean, I know some good people in Florida, but then I know that certain parts in Florida is as bad as a rural city and like a rural town in Texas. So yes, Florida ain't shit. So this happened at Polk County, Florida. Polk County resident Barbara Lee Ray, who is a 73-year-old Florida woman. Barbara Lee Ray.
That sounds like Charles Lee Ray's wife.
No.
Y'all know who Charles Lee Ray is?
No.
Chucky.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
Okay, they went over my head. Damn. Okay, Jennifer Tilly.
Hey,
yeah.
my soundboard.
I feel that. So Barbara Lee Ray basically went to her doctor at the Complete Care Family Medical Associates with 2 clear bags of a crystal like.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You good? So, so anyway, she brought this to her doctor, 2 bags of a crystal-like substance on November 5th. Now, what the crystal-like substance turned out to be was methamphetamine. Honey had 2 bags of meth.
What else would a crystal-like substance be?
So, according to the Miami Herald, she was scared of what smoking it was doing to her, as they cited her as an advocate. Now, she basically brought it because she wasn't sure if she was smoking meth. It was unclear how she obtained the drug or why she was smoking it. She told her doctor she's been smoking it for about a month now. Both bags did tested positive as well for meth, the Herald also reported. She was arrested and booked in Polk County Jail on charges of methamphetamine possession and possession of drug paraphernalia, the newspaper has said.
Hashtag things a meth head would say.
So the bullshit with this is, ma'am, I don't understand how maybe during the month binge that you went with the meth, you just got lost, honey.
So for a
But
whole
saying,
month.
Why did you smoke it initially in the first place?
Hey,
Wait, but you know what? The fact that she don't know where she got it from
it's a damn lie.
Not to be. It's been a whole month. She probably real. Hey, wait a minute. This is something different. I should be. Where did I even get this? It's been a month. I've been smoking this shit for. That's. It's a lie.
She probably got high enough to where she couldn't remember, and then that's probably why.
That's what I'm saying. But.
Like, honey, no. Like, you first, and you went to your doctor out of all places with the bags in hand. Honey, you had the evidence right in hand, and you were red, cold-blooded, red-handed. Like, how can you not just, like, think about that?
All that was she got too high and was like, you know what? I need to call somebody. This has gone too far. I need to go ahead and admit it. Let me come up with a story, and this is what I'm going to stick to.
And you end up getting arrested right after.
So I ain't gonna lie, when I was tripping off them edibles, I was coming up with a story. Because if it was gonna happen that night, it was gonna be a well thought out story.
I just thought I was about to have a heart attack and call the
I thought my organs was shutting down. I was like, let me sit up straight so my shit can flow properly. Like I was going through some shit when
and I thought I was giving birth to a xenomorph, so I did call my surgeon. Was like, hey, I think my
look, no bullshit. I picked up my phone. I said 9-1. Wait. Do I want to be that guy who is going to be some recording put out on the internet talking about Nope. I put the phone down. I literally was about to call 911. I was like, nope, it ain't going to be me. I'm going to ride this shit out, and if it happened, it happened.
Dead. Oh, baby.
You know, it took me to like get hungry for me to realize I'm.
But that was the fucked up part. Like, because for the longest time, I would eat edibles and get time and time again, and nothing would ever happen. That was the first time that some edibles ever affected me, and it was like, I literally said to myself, words that I never thought I would say to myself in my life. I said, I do not want to be this high anymore. When I said, oh, who am I?
What is this? What's going on?
Yeah, when I was on the first edible, I thought I had like the Johnny Cage shadow behind me when I was moving.
Oh, no.
I was moving
baby.
There was definitely shadows.
I was like, oh, I'm hungry. And I went through like a whole bag of crackers and sat there and meticulously spread peanut butter on one and honey on the other until I ate the entire box of crackers.
Oh, no.
Then I sat on the couch for like an hour just staring at the TV.
Damn.
And then I just kept getting higher and higher.
No.
I'm just gonna go lay down.
Alright, so enough of my how
you
high
poor
stories.
babies, right? High story. Yeah, that's crazy for y'all to have those situations. I mean, that's never had happened, but definitely.
I feel like God was pressing his hand on me and shit.
Most times I probably might be just knocked out of sleep. So, but most times, yeah, I mean, that's definitely an experience. But yeah, Miss Barbara Lee Ray, I'm gonna need you to get life together and definitely, hopefully, you get cleaned up on that end. So that is it for this week.
Power. I don't have much hope for her.
Yeah, I don't I don't either. So that is it for this week. Be sure to check us out again on our social media, on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Definitely check us out on our email, which is beatsandbull@gmail.com, and as well as those handles, which is beatsandbull for the YouTube and the Instagram, and then for Beats and Bullshyt on Twitter. Again, that is an I instead of a Y. So Eric, did you have any announcements or any kind of thing you want to say before you sign off?
Happy Thanksgiving, and I'm hungry.
Is it Thursday? I'm hungry.
Is that an admittance that you were smoking already?
Gucci Mane.
I'm always smoking.
Okay.
It's like that's.
I was talking about because on Gucci Mane, he had said that on his Twitter, like that's.
He hungry.
Yes.
I feel you. I'm about to go retweet that shit. Cause I'm
Okay.
hungry. Mother, I just ate a whole bag of fucking Lay's, and I'm hungry.
Yeah,
as shit.
and I'm hungry for the most weirdest thing ever.
What?
Remember the damn schoolroom cafeteria hamburgers?
School cafeteria
Hamburgers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to fuck
For
them
some
up.
Yes.
reason, I
I used to fuck them
want
up.
one of those with a bunch of ketchup.
But you know what? It was
No,
certain
bro.
shit in school that I did not fuck with. I could not fuck with that school pizza.
Yeah,
Nah,
what is
me
with
either.
people love
That
that
shit-
damn lead ass pizza.
That shit used
I had to
turn
douse
my
that.
stomach.
I had to
And
douse
Oh my
it.
God.
and ranch.
Yes.
You was one of them.
Yes.
I didn't start liking ranch till I got older. I used to do French because everybody else used to do ranch and I couldn't fuck with it, but I like French. I'm like, nigga, I'm putting French on my tater tots.
We didn't have French, unfortunately. We wasn't grateful for that. And I don't like ranch. I had to force myself for that. After high school, middle school was okay, and then after high school I was grateful enough to have options like that. But no, back in those days I was like, nope. Dousing it with ranch.
Frozen yogurt and shit.
Yeah, but that pizza, it didn't look like it was like, ugh. Like,
Yes,
what the
it was
fuck
just
is
like
this?
someone's face. I was just like,
It's
no.
heavy for no fucking reason.
It looked like someone's face. I was just like, what the hell? No.
Like Freddy Krueger face.
For
like,
real though.
Like,
Oh
yeah,
my
I'm
God.
straight
It's
on.
giving me back
Now,
pain.
the fucked up part about it is my school somehow worked out some shit with Pizza Hut, and every Tuesday or whatever they would bring pizza. Oh, I would fuck that shit up. But yeah, that
Beef product, hell yeah. No.
Beef and pork
I was in high school. I
It's
didn't
just
know that. I wouldn't know nothing about that shit.
All
I was
right.
probably eating all types of, just like we are now. Eating all types of chemicals and
Chemicals.
all this shit. We all gonna grow a
Rat
fucking
tastes just like some chicken.
arm out our forehead and fucking extra limbs and shit. They feeding us some shit. I'm gonna go somewhere and start a farm. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grow my own shit.
I mean, that's
I'm
a
gonna go
move.
buy some chickens and some cows.
No, we scared to keep chickens in Warren and shit, but they just banned
What?
us from doing that.
Dead.
Our
Okay.
neighbors had chickens. Our neighbors had some.
So
And they passed a law that said that we can't keep them.
Y'all used to be able to keep chickens.
Yeah, we were thinking about getting some.
I mean, sure, why
I got every
not?
other animal in my
Get
backyard.
them for
Why
what?
not? For eggs and shit. I got every other animal in my
See, I'm
backyard.
that nigga. Fuck looking at them for eggs. I don't eat eggs that much. I'm looking at them. What the thighs taste like?
Gilly.
Okay, Foghorn.
I'm gonna be the one in the back with grabbing him by the neck like, ow, damn, it didn't work.
Cut them out and pop them right in the fryer. Okay.
Like, we could have used eggs. What's another one over there? You better keep that. You hope I don't get hungry and want some more chicken.
Dead. Well,
The other chicken.
I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. And thank you so much, guys. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.